Hello, welcome. Really excited about this webinar topic. Black Friday can really make such a difference if you have a plan, and it tends to creep around quite quickly. So well done for being here. And if you have a plan, then it can be a very kind of easy way to get new members in without stress and without too much hassle. There is a lot of noise around Black Friday, but if you've got a plan and make sure that you stand out with an irresistible offer, then it absolutely can work in your favor. So really excited to go through that with you today. We'll just take a moment to allow other people to join. And just whilst we're waiting, you could write in the chat where you're based and a little introduction into your membership, whether you have one yet or not. Would be really lovely to get to know who's here. We can share it in the public chat, or if you'd prefer, you can private message me as well. Welcome. All right, hello. Okay, cool. Hi, Jess, nice to see you. Well done for joining live. Some great bonuses as well for those who have. All right, I think we will get going because we've got quite a lot to get through. All righty, so the Black Friday blueprint. So how to plan, promote and profit in your membership during this time. So would love you to ponder or share what best describes your situation at the moment. So A, I've never run a Black Friday offer before. B, I've tried it, but didn't really have much impact. Or C, I've had some success, but I just want to scale that and really improve. So either ponder or share in the chat or in a private chat with me where you're kind of at. I can see some private messages here. Okay, cool. All right, so we've got a nice array of people joining, which is fab. Perfect. All right, thank you. Cool. So no Bs, which is encouraging. Bit of you are a B, don't worry. All right, cool. So by the end of this webinar, you'll have your Black Friday offer marketing timeline and content mapped out. And if you stay until the end, you'll get a free discovery call with me and ads, copy and creative. So this is going to be really helpful if you do want to run an ads campaign. It doesn't have to be an expensive one, but it will just boost your email list and your audience in time for when you do launch your Black Friday offer. And I will run through in this webinar when a good time to do that would be and what you might want to promote. And then as a bonus, you're going to get your ads, copy and creative examples sent to you that make really good ads for that. And of course, if you want my guidance with that, that's something we can talk about as well. But ads work really, really well for things like this. So just a little background on me. If you've not seen me or worked with me before, I am Kat. I have my own app with Sudor. And I am also have a background in digital marketing. I was the head of marketing for a yoga studio in the UK and various bits and bobs doing social media and marketing for mainly wellness brands. But I now have incorporated everything I know and help Sudor creators specifically with growing their memberships. So I really have an inside knowledge of how best to grow memberships, also having had one myself. So you're in the right place if you want to make the most of your Black Friday without feeling salesy or pushy. If you're tired of scrambling last minute and want a clear, simple plan to follow, you want to add value without slashing your prices, which can be very tempting to just offer discounts, but I'm going to explain why that's not always the best strategy. And if you'd, of course, like to boost your membership sales to finish the year strong. So there's kind of 3 sections to the webinar. So firstly, we're going to cover crafting your offer. So what makes your offer irresistible and stand out amongst the noise of Black Friday? Number 2, mapping out your timeline. So the 4-week runway to build hype and where you might want to start on an ads campaign or a freebie launch to really grow and nurture your audience for when you do launch your Black Friday offer. and then content and conversion. So plug and play content and email flow templates to basically, sell your offer. So let's dive into part one. And also please do feel free to write in the chat privately or publicly if you want me to stop or have a question as we go through. Would like this to feel interactive as much as possible. So part one, designing your irresistible Black Friday offer. 3 reasons why you shouldn't let Black Friday pass you by. So number one, it's the biggest online sales weekend of the year. Number 2, fitness memberships are in high demand, especially this kind of time of year, post-summer for most people. I mean, obviously not all, but a large majority of your audience will have that kind of post-summer, pre-Christmas kind of period where they want to get into fitness again. And then planning early, more sign-ups, but less stress. So when crafting a Black Friday offer, let's think about what makes it irresistible. What makes people think I need to join it now? Because that is the number one issue with memberships. They're amazing to build a sustainable revenue and a recurring income, but they are harder to sell than courses because it's that kind of idea of it being ongoing. It's hard to get people to say, I need to do it now, because it is an ongoing thing. You know, it's not like a course where it's got a set start date. But so that's especially why we need to make the most of these Black Friday events or challenges or things that give that sense of this is the time to take the action and join now. So we need to make it irresistible so that people feel that. So number one is urgency. So limited time. So Black Friday, obviously perfect for that. You know, it's only a short amount of time that they will get the bonuses or the discount, whatever your offer is. Or spaces is an interesting one as well. Now it's a kind of a bit of a balance, because obviously you don't want to cap yourself at how many people you let in to your membership. But at the same time, it is quite a good tactic to say there are only 20 spots available with this bonus or with this discount, or even within this cohort of people. And you can say something along the lines of, you know, I like to give all of my members attention and kind of know a little bit about them also. Therefore, I mean, it depends what your membership's like, but therefore I only like to bring in, say, X amount of new members each time, so that everyone gets the best experience, something like that. So it makes people think, okay, there's, you know, I got to act now because it might sell out. Value, so adding value, bonuses, not just discounts. We'll delve a little bit deeper into that shortly, but trying to think outside the box into how can you add value to your membership as a special offer without just discounting. What other expertise can you incorporate? What other digital products, what other resources or support can you offer that will make it more valuable for your ideal client? Ideal client work is always at the very foundation of everything. You need to know your ideal client and what they need to be able to work out how to add value. And that's something that we delve into within my coaching, which is really the fundamental of everything. So if you haven't done any ideal client work before, I would highly recommend you do that. And it's something we can talk about in a free discovery call. And then number 3, simplicity. So it needs to be really easy to understand and buy. People don't like confusing offers or really wordy emails or lots of terms and conditions. Like, we want to really keep it very simple and easy to understand. So really don't overcomplicate things. So let's look a little more into the types of offers that can work really well for something like Black Friday. So fast action memberships. So this could be, for instance, a 6 or 8 week mini course inside your membership that you're directing people towards, that you'll all start together at a certain point, or at least just is directed towards for people to start when they join. So this could be like a pre-Christmas 6-week shred, for instance. So think of it obviously seasonally. It's the end of November. We're going to come into December. What could you be directing people towards that is a kind of a reason to join in that moment? And with that offer, you could slightly change the membership structure. You could have a once-off payment kind of thing where they just get access for, say, over Christmas, and then they convert to membership after. That can help people get in the door, because people sometimes get a bit wary about joining a subscription. So you could make it slightly easier for them and have a 4-week one-off payment, for instance. You could incorporate some extra resources within this kind of little mini course that you create, something that creates a bit of value and a real tangible outcome for them. So they know when they join, this is what they'll get, and this is the transformation. Number 2, bundled bonuses. So this might be some extra classes. Maybe it's some extra classes from another teacher or another kind of modality that isn't offered in your membership. But if they join within the Black Friday timeframe, maybe they get a little mini breathwork course, or maybe they get some extra recipes, or what else can you incorporate into the membership that's going to support them on their journey? It might be some guides, or maybe it's VIP access, perhaps to you if you've got capacity. What I did one year, which worked really well, was for the first 10 people who joined, I gave them a VIP kind of upgrade. And within that VIP upgrade, basically, they filled out a little form with their goals and where they were at. And then I replied with a Canva sheet that I just copy and pasted for everyone, with just a plan basically for their month. And it was almost the same for everyone. It really didn't take much time, but for them, they felt special. They've got an upgrade and they got a personalized plan according to their goals. It literally probably took me half an hour to create this for everyone, but it really added value and enhanced their experience. So that's a really, really good bonus that you could consider. And then number 3, another offer would be limited spaces, or, I mean, you can, of course, do discounts as well. Discounts are an option. So we're going to try and kind of formulate what the offer is going to be for Black Friday. So you can write in the chat or privately, what's one idea for your Black Friday offer that aligns with your brand and your audience? And really try and think about what your audience needs. So what problem will this solve for them in one weekend or month? Like what do they need to help reach their goals? So writing down one idea for your Black Friday offer that aligns with your brand and your audience. If you want to chat it through, Canva bonus, did you link specific classes on the app? Yes, I did. Yeah. What did that look like? Well, I just made it into a sort of template. So I said, I had a little intro page, but that was the same for everyone. And then I had their plan. So what classes they should do each week, a little daily habit, a recipe. I mean, obviously it depends on your audience and what your membership is. And then I think the end page was just a kind of well done for being here. And I think I also included a habit tracker as well. So it's just these little extras that are really valuable, but it doesn't take up much of your time to create them. Another benefit of doing something like that is that it actually really encourages your members to use the membership. And that's the number one reason why people might cancel, because they don't use it. So even though it takes a little bit of your time, it's actually very valuable to do that, because they're a lot more likely to have a good experience and therefore stay. So I would highly recommend something like that. At home training over weekend break, winter break. Yeah, cool. So then what kind of offer could that turn into? So yeah, if you want to, I mean, this would be a great thing to chat through in a discovery call as well. So at the end, I'll leave a link to do that. And if you do want some help with kind of identifying what a good offer for you would be, then we can chat about that. But hopefully this has given you some insights into it doesn't just have to be a discount, and actually just discounting can devalue your membership quite a lot. There are other ways that will add value and add to your membership experience, which is really ultimately what we want to do. And yeah, as I said, what problem will your offer, like what value added thing will it solve for them? So what is their problem and what do they need? We don't want to just overwhelm them with extra stuff, but say if they're on a weight loss journey, what would actually help them? Maybe some recipes with some macros, maybe it's some meal planning ideas, maybe it's even a shopping list, something that's going to actually help them on their journey. And to know what that is, it's really important to have in mind what their members' journey is. So what is their A to B transformation? What are they like when they join you, and what do they want to be like, and how does the membership get them there? And this is especially important if you're running a kind of fast action, shorter membership idea, like a little mini course or a one-off payment kind of idea. It's like having that tangible transformation in mind in your content and in your messaging is really, really important. And from that, you can then decide, okay, well, what's going to add value and what's going to help them with that transformation. So it might be even like a special weekly check-in or some journal prompts. You can really think outside the box here. So with your Black Friday offer, you now want to have in mind, what is the offer? So is it straight into the membership? Are we going into a specific course in the membership with a one-off payment? Is it a discount? Is it what is the offer? And then, what's the bonus? So is it a VIP upgrade? Is it a discount? Is it a bring a friend for free? Could you bundle in other products or classes? Are there limited spaces? So what are you funneling them into? Obviously the membership, but is there anything else that you can kind of create as part of that? Like a journey or a little course or something that you're funneling them towards? And then what bonuses are they going to get if they join within the time of Black Friday? Black Friday tomorrow. My app is planned to go out on the 15th of November. It's my birthday. It's a good date. What would it make sense for me to make a Black Friday deal when I don't have the 4 weeks you mentioned? Yes, it definitely would. Tamara, I would highly recommend for you, when launching, having a founding members price is a really good idea to lock in a lower membership price for the first people who join, because you really just want those initial people to get through the door. So for you, I would kind of tie that in with Black Friday and say this is a Black Friday founding members offer. Like it's a supercharged Black Friday offer because I'm launching, and you're going to lock in a founding members price if you join within this time. I would say 2 weeks after 15th of November. So that kind of nicely wraps up to Cyber Monday. And you could also throw in a few extra bonuses as well. So you could lock in a founding members price and add in some bonuses. So it's a real no-brainer for people to jump in and lock in that price and get the bonuses. No worries. Part 2. Okay, so now we should have a little clear idea, but this is something that you need to think about as well, and we can talk through in a discovery call, so don't worry if it's not all completely mapped out now. But we want to now build a step-by-step marketing timeline for how we're going to market this Black Friday offer. So we want to kind of visualize a bit of a 4-week runway, with obviously Friday the 28th of November being Black Friday. So week 1, this would be the 7th of November. And this is all rough, but this is just an idea for you to work with. Warm up and teasers. If you have a freebie that is aligned very nicely to your membership or to what you're funneling people in towards your membership, so say if you've got a specific theme, a monthly theme, or maybe there's a challenge or a course that you want to really promote and highlight, maybe it's something seasonal, festive, wintry, something like that. Do you have a little freebie, like a free class, a PDF guide? It doesn't have to be anything major, that nicely aligns into that. So it's the kind of first step almost into that, which are really going to draw in your ideal clients for who you want to fill up with Black Friday. And this would be a great time to launch or just promote this type of freebie, because what you're going to be doing is then having a whole month to really grow and nurture this audience, so that when you do launch your Black Friday offer, you've got a pool of people who are ready to buy, and that will make such a massive difference. Like, it's not just a Black Friday offer on Black Friday, it's the build up, it's the warming up of the audience, like how prepped are your audience to buy. So that's really key. If you want to run an ads campaign, quite a low cost ads campaign, this can be a very powerful time a month before to run an ads campaign to really grow your email list and warm audience of people who are going to then buy at Black Friday. And again, this is something that we run through with my coaching and something that I can discuss with you on a discovery call. Week 2, build anticipation and curiosity. So you might start to hint at something coming. Maybe you speak about the freebie, or even it's just the theme or the kind of general idea of the membership that you're kind of bringing to fruition by December, because that's, I guess, when people will be joining is December. Week 3, prep and education. So social proof, success stories. This is where you want people to really start to trust you and realize that you can help them get their transformation that they want. And then week 4, of course, is the launch week. So this is where you'll do daily post emails and urgency. So this is where the Black Friday launch offer will launch. I would recommend on the Thursday or the Friday. it launches. You run it through the weekend. Cyber Monday is on the Monday, so you can have a final little push then, and maybe it closes on the Tuesday or the Wednesday. So you've got about a week of this kind of launch time, but you don't want it to be too long because you do want people to just take action. So the launch week, let's have a little look at breaking that down. So you want daily posts, emails, and urgency. So day one is obviously the big reveal, and this is where the open cart. So this is where you say, this is what's happening, and this is your bonus for joining now. If you use ManyChat and ads, I would highly recommend using ManyChat with a keyword. So it could be Black Friday or something aligned to your membership. And that's what would trigger then a kind of ManyChat flow that then leads them to joining the membership. Midweek, sort of, well, I guess actually it would be kind of middle of the weekend / Monday. You share testimonials, transformation stories, and then the final 48 hours, so that will be like Cyber Monday / Tuesday, Wednesday, scarcity and urgency push. So you do those final few emails just to wrap it up and say, 48 hours, this is over, 24 hours, and then maybe the final 12 hours, I'm never going to offer this again. Like really, make it a big deal, because it is. So this isn't to my whole mailing list, it's to a specific email list that I've gathered since the first week. No, Beth, I would suggest that this is to your whole mailing list. If your mailing list are aligned to your membership, obviously it depends what you do. Some people have a mailing list that is only for retreats or only for something that's slightly different to membership. But if your mailing list is aligned to the audience you would like in your membership, then I would send this to everyone. The idea of sending a freebie out and growing your email list is to just do that, is to grow your email list. So you're just adding people into the email list that will be perfect for this, but it doesn't mean that you would want to neglect anyone else. So I would send it to everyone. So yeah, top tip here, plan posts and emails in batches. Use ChatGPT. It will really save you a lot of time. Obviously, I would highly recommend you then go and edit it, because I think people are quite aware now when something's just been copy and pasted, but it will give you a good framework to work with. And then also repurposing content. So if you make a really good reel, turn it into a carousel, then turn it into an email, then make it into a few story slides. So pick one thing or one kind of topic that you want to talk about in your launch and turn that into multiple different things. You really don't need to reinvent the wheel every time, and this will save you a lot of time. All right, so now on to part 3. So content and email that converts. So the kind of flow, I guess, when thinking about this in the 4-week structure is tease, reveal, proof, and urgency. I mentioned that in the slides before. So tease, say something exciting is happening, getting interest. Reveal, what is it? Proof, social proof, and urgency, last 48 hours, last 24 hours. I would use all types of content. So reels, posts, carousels work really well at the moment. Stories are amazing. If there's anyone in your audience that is warm, they're in your stories. So please, please, please use your stories. It can be quite hard to know what to post. I find stories quite challenging sometimes. And this is where I would highly recommend you having a plan and having a daily plan. So today I'm going to do a poll on this. Tomorrow I'm going to talk about that, and just write it out, because then it just stops that decision fatigue where you think almost got too much to say and too many options, and then you end up saying nothing. So just break it out and just have a plan, and it will make you stay accountable to what that plan is. I would also use engagement tactics in your stories. So instead of just sending a link in your stories directly to your membership page, that can actually harm engagement over time, because if not a high percentage of people click in the link, Instagram flag that and think, oh, people aren't engaging with this, therefore they show it to less people. So links can be a little bit damaging to your story views. A better way of doing it would be to use ManyChat and say, reply to this story, whatever your keyword is, and I'll send you the details. It could be to the freebie if you're at that stage, or maybe it's directly to the membership if it's later on. And that's going to be boosting engagement. You can also then have DM conversations with these people. Polls are great. Tapping in a sticker is really good. So, tap this sticker and I'll send it your way. And then you can see whoever's tapped and have a little chat with them over DMs. don't underestimate the power of DMs and actually chatting to people. I think we live in such an age where people are very used to everything being automated and they've just kind of lost that personal touch. I think with a membership, the really powerful thing about a membership is that it's a personal thing and you are the head of that membership. People buy from people. So if you can actually make an effort to chat to people and lead with asking questions about them. So you could say, you know, what's your goals right now? Or how do you want to feel in 2025? Or what's your biggest struggle right now to get to your perfect body, or whatever your membership is, obviously. Lead with a question and get them talking about themselves. Once you know what their goals or their problems are, you can then position the membership or the freebie as their solution. So you wouldn't want to just bombard them straight away with, I've got this amazing course, it's going to be amazing, it's this much money, like that's just too salesy and going to turn people off. But if you start with a conversation and open up with a question about them, get them talking about them, and then you can position them in the membership or the freebie as the solution. That's a much better way to do it, and it's really, really useful to be building up that sense of like and trust in these 4 weeks building up to your Black Friday offer. With reels, transformational reels, FOMO, sneak peek, all of these are really great. I would even show inside the app as well, and posts as well. So these could work really well with FAQs, testimonials, what you get. Those are perfect for carousels. And I would also consider pinning some of these posts at the top of your Instagram so that over the next 4 weeks, anyone who lands on your Instagram is going to very clearly see what the membership is about. Especially if your Instagram page is used for promoting other things, I would say it's good to just have the membership and the app as the forefront of things for the next 4 weeks leading up to Black Friday to just really boost that engagement and the signups. So here's an email structure that you will want to use for launching it. So tease before launch, launch day is the big reveal. Then you have open cart, and here you want to add in social proof and what the value is. This is over Black Friday weekend. Then you can have the urgency, so say the deadline's approaching, 48 hours left to go, and then you have your last chance extension, so that can be around Cyber Monday. Again, it can be really helpful to write this in ChatGPT, and it will, and obviously it hopefully knows what your membership's about, but if it doesn't, then I would write what that is or your ideal client work, and then it will give you a template of emails that will work really well for this kind of structure. So recap, you should now have a clear Black Friday offer, a step-by-step marketing timeline of each of the weeks, content and email ideas, and a value-first approach. So we're not just slashing the prices. So your action from here, your kind of takeaway is to map out your offer and timeline today. So don't wait until November, because early prep is big wins. So if you do want to launch something like a freebie or start 4 weeks before Black Friday, obviously you need to start planning that before the beginning of November. If you wait until November, it's going to be a bit of a scramble to start that process. So do have that in mind over the next few weeks. You might want to consider what your offer and timeline is going to be, and then you can pop the important dates in your diary of when you need to start things. So I hope that's all clear. Do let me know if anyone has any questions or you want to run through anything with me whilst you've got me. There will be an opportunity as well to book a call with me to get some personal feedback and ideas. But if you're ready to take the next step and are really serious about your growth, I would highly recommend you book in a free strategy session with me. I will pop in my Calendly link in the chat so that you can view the times I have available. Oh, good. Thank you, Jess. I'm glad. And this will give you a clear strategy to grow your membership with all the templates, support and guidance that you need. So we have a new group coaching cohort. So I used to just do one-on-one, which was incredibly valuable. We've started to do small group coaching cohorts. This keeps the cost lower, but it's also a very lovely container with lots of support and other Sudor creators who are going through the same as you. So it's less investment, but the same impact. So one specifically for Black Friday will be beginning on the 13th of November. We're going to have weekly Zoom coaching calls, live implementation, that includes ad strategy as well, templates, funnels, email scripts, and personalized Monday to Friday support for content review and questions with me. So it's quite intensive. You get a lot of time with me, and yeah, you get results. We finished one recently and had one woman get 30 new members, another got over 20 new members. And yeah, if you keep repeating that with the same framework, you can see how quite quickly your membership can really grow. So do book your free strategy session with me today. I'm happy to give you some feedback, and then whether you want to discuss this next group coaching cohort as well, you can ask any questions. Thanks, Anne-Marie. Yeah, Caitlin is for sure. So yeah, just wanted to share some words. So walking away with more clarity, confidence, and a sense of direction. We're ready to keep going this path, and a big thanks. Is a big part of that is thanks to her support. And this was actually the last group we did that's just finished. So every call was delivered with such detail, clarity, and manageable targets. I achieved the goal I set out, which was a bonus. Being around other creators in the app made it a safe space to share ideas and struggles. I got more from this course than I ever thought I would. Thanks again. So they do tend to fill up, and there's just maximum 5 creators within each cohort. So do let me know if you would like the details of that. I will also pop the link below for the webpage for the coaching packages, just so that you can have a little read through of exactly what's involved and what's included there. And then, yeah, I hope to speak to many of you in a discovery call. Whether I've spoken to you or not before, I'm happy to have another chat, and hope that your Black Friday is fruitful and stress-free. So yeah, if you have any questions, I'm very happy to answer them here. Otherwise, we can delve in a little deeper with a strategy session, and I've popped my Calendly link in there as well. Cool. All right. So yeah, thanks very much. Well done for finding the time. If you join live, we'll make sure to get your bonuses over to you as well. So that's some ad copy and ad creatives for if you did want to explore running an ad campaign. You can get great results from £3 a day for 2 or 3 weeks. So it really doesn't have to be expensive. And ads actually work best when they're kind of a bit more consistent. So a low cost ad strategy actually works really well over time rather than spending loads at once. All righty then. So I'll stick around if anyone has any questions. Thanks, Tamara. Thank you, Beth and Emma. And yeah, hopefully speak to some of you soon in a discovery call. Thanks very much. Thank you. Thanks. Bye. Bye-bye.